Hey guys, Dan here. So this is phase 3 of the Knee Osteoarthritis program. In phase 2, we focused on kind of increasing the mobility of the knee and starting to get into a little bit of some strength training. Phase 3, we're going to get very much deep into functional strength training for the knee. So what I want you to start phase 3 with is the same mobility exercises that you did in phase 2. So that would be the standing hamstring stretch, the half kneeling hip flexor stretch, and that quadruped rock back. So those are still really good exercises to kind of warm up with. So go ahead and hit those kind of exercises now to warm the knee up before we get into some functional strength training. Once you've gotten through those, let's get into some strength work. So we're going to start with a traditional squat. So what you're going to do is you're going to start with your feet about hip width apart, maybe just a touch wider than hip width. Toes are going to be facing straight forward, maybe just a little bit out towards the side if that feels comfortable for you. And then what you're going to do is you're going to drop straight down to about 70 to 90 degrees. So if 90 degrees is kind of, hips parallel to the ground, you're going to go just short of that. So feet are going to be hip width apart, toes facing straight forward, and then you're going to drop straight down. You'll notice a couple things here. So my chest is going to stay up as if I've got something written on my shirt. You can read it if you were standing right in front of me. So I don't want to see the chest kind of falling like that. Chest stays up as you drop down. You're squeezing the glutes and the hamstrings to come back up. Chest stays up, dropping down, and back up. The second thing that I really want you to pay attention to with this is that we're kind of feeling the ground with our whole foot. So we're not kind of all the way back on our heels where we might lose our balance behind us. And we're also not up kind of towards our toes where our knees are just going to be coming forward. So chest stays up and our foot is flat to the ground and we've got weight all the way through our foot. So we're dropping straight down here and back up. Straight down and back up. If that's pretty easy for you, so you can kind of grab a weight and you're going to hold a weight right in front of you. So whatever weight is appropriate for you, 10, 15 pounds, and you can kind of hold it right in front of you to add a little bit of external load. Set and rep scheme for this one should be about 3 sets, 8 to 10 repetitions to get a nice burn through the quads, the glutes, and those hamstrings. From here, we're going to grab our band. So if you don't have any bands, you can kind of check out the website for these short loop bands. And we're going to add a kind of medium to medium plus band here. And if your bounce is a little bit of an issue for you, you might want to sit down to put the band on. But you're going to put it right around your ankles. What you're going to do, you're going to sit into just a mini knee bend. So I've got just about 10-degree knee flexion angle. I'm going to tighten my core. So I'm going to get a nice core squeeze. And then you're going to take 10 steps to the side and 10 steps back. So I'm just doing a couple steps here so I don't go off the frame for you. But your steps are going to be slightly wider than hip width and then back to just narrow enough to have a touch of tension on that band. So I'm not going all the way together or else I'm going to lose kind of the full tension on that band. But I'm taking a slightly wider than hip width step and then feet back together just until I've got some tension on that band. A cue I like to tell my patients to make sure we're doing this right is picture a glass of water on your head. So when you're doing this, you're picturing that glass of water on your head and you don't want to fall off. I see a lot of people kind of give me one of these where we've lost kind of stability up the chain. So we're kind of keeping everything above our belt line super stable as you step, okay? And again, if the bounce is an issue for you, hold on to a wall or go and grab a seat to take the band off, or you can kind of just kick it off like this and we'll kind of get it out of the frame here. So a good set and rep scheme for that one will be about 3 repetitions, somewhere in that 10 to 15 step bucket. So 10 to 15 steps one way, stay facing the same direction for 10 to 15 steps back. If you're pressed for space, so if you have less space in your basement or wherever you're working out, you can go back and forth a couple more times than just 3. So if you have a lot of space in your basement or wherever you work out, looking for 10 to 15 steps, 3 times through. If you're more pressed for space, maybe think like 6 to 9 times through for more of like that 5 to 10 step range. The next exercise here is called a lunge. So what you're going to do is you're going to start in a normal standing position with your feet pretty narrow. You're going to take a long step back. So make sure you're giving yourself plenty of space here. I see a lot of people not stepping back too narrow. So a long step back, and I'm up on this back toe, and then you're dropping to one knee and back up. Now, if the knees are pretty sore with this, we can vary your range of motion. So it might just be a half lunge for right now, and that's okay. Let's find something appropriate for you. So kind of listen to your body here and make sure that your range of motion is appropriate for you. A big cue with this one is keeping your chest up, the same way you did with the squat. So I don't want to see the chest kind of diving down with it. And I also don't want to see this knee going way forward. So the knee should be, or the shin should be mostly perpendicular to the ground when you get to the bottom. So if I'm kind of slowing it down here, when I get to my bottom range, you can see my shin is almost perpendicular to the floor, and I'm squeezing this glute and hamstring to come back up. So when I'm going back, that shin should stay mostly perpendicular to the floor. I'm going to drive through that heel, pushing the earth away to come back up. Chest stays up, tap down, and back up. Chest stays up, tap down, and back up. From the other side, it's going to look like this. Chest stays up, tap down, and back up. Okay. And again, if we're doing half range, that's okay. So find kind of what your body is telling you is appropriate for it. Pace should be controlled here. So you can go a little bit quicker if you're feeling good, or you can go a little bit slower if you feel like you need to kind of slow it down a touch for your body. Another big cue with this one is if that balance is a bit of an issue for you, if you're feeling a little unsteady with it, hold on to a broomstick. So if I am going with my right foot forward, I would hold a broomstick with my left hand. Or if you have a wall nearby, hold on to a wall. This isn't a balance exercise. Yes, there's some balance component. The primary thing we want you to be working on though is getting stronger. So if you need some wall support or like a broomstick or dowel rod support, take advantage of it. So holding on to something, tap down and back up. All right, the last one here, we're gonna set up on the floor. So last regimen, we did some bridge work. We're also gonna do a little bit of bridge work this regimen. So bridges are a great way to get that glute and hamstring strong, but this time, we're also gonna engage the core a whole lot more. We're gonna do a single leg bridge. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna kick one leg out, almost like you're holding a straight leg raise here from phase one. You're gonna engage this quad, and then you're going to squeeze this plant side glute, lift, pause, back down. Lift, pause, and back down. Making sure we kind of keep our hips level as we lift. We're not letting our hips kind of get off kilter. Straightening that leg out, lift, pause, and back down. Lift, pause, and back down. I should keep that knee straighter. There we go. And back down. Lift, pause, and back down. All right. A good set and rep scheme for the single leg bridge. It's going to be about 3 rounds, 8 to 10 repetitions. And that's the same with the lunge, about 3 rounds, 8 to 10 repetitions through. So those are some really functional movement patterns. So in our everyday life as humans, we need to be squatting, lunging, lifting things from the ground. And these kind of exercises are a great bridge to kind of build resiliency and confidence with those movements. Again, keep those mobility drills in from regimen 2. Roll through these functional strengthening patterns, and I think your knee is going to be on a great trajectory, kind of restoring your function and restoring your quality of life. Thanks for watching, guys.